Hello, welcome back to Double Booked, where two friends turn their literary rants into a podcast. I'm Mallory.
And I'm Kayla. And today we are recapping Sunrise on the Reaping, the prequel to the Hunger Games series, all about Haymitch, and we are so excited. And also, welcome to the video if you're watching. We are testing this out, so if there's not a video, don't come for us. It probably just didn't work out the way we wanted it to. But hopefully it's available for you wherever you're listening. And yeah, so that's a big improvement to the pod. Constantly improving,
Constantly getting better.
So
never been the same. Talented. What's that Lady Gaga meme? Show-stopping. Yeah.
Never been done
Never
before.
to be done again. Yeah. So get a good look. This is what we look like. We said we looked like the Kardashians. Did we lie? I don't think we did.
I don't know that we said that, but we did say that we look similar, which you can't tell because Mallory's hair is up today, but we both have curly hair and glasses. A lot of people think we're twins. We are not twins. But Mallory is a twin. Fun fact.
Fun fact about me, I have a twin brother. I'm a fraternal twin. Very exciting. He'll never hear this because I know he won't listen, but he gets a shout out. This is for the girls only.
This one's for the girls.
Yeah. Full disclosure to our audience, we had some technical difficulties. And in the beginning, I believe we said, this is a video. It's no longer a video. We're so sorry.
Mm-hmm. But how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I finished this book like 3 hours ago. And I'm ready to talk about it. But yeah, I'm doing good. Have you ever meal prepped like a bunch of things for the week?
I have, yes.
I've started doing that.
It's difficult.
It's hard to do. But I've started doing that for my lunches, and it's amazing. And I made a lunch this week that is so good, and I'm so excited for it every day. And it's just a little pick-me-up. It's a recipe. I didn't come up with this idea. It's chicken, green beans, sweet potatoes, but like it's roasted and the seasonings are really good. It is so tasty. Like I get so excited for it every day. That's my update.
Like a warm bowl.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like a plate.
Okay.
Yeah, like
a plate. Like
a warm plate. I wouldn't call it a bowl. I wouldn't go there. It's a plate.
Love the distinction. Just our cooking queen. But yeah, I'm good. So just for the listeners, a little recap. So in South Carolina, we have had a crazy wildfire. And it has not affected my personal home, which is great. Love that. But my husband and I, at the end of last year, bought a little cabin that you've probably seen me talk about or post about because it's my favorite place on the planet. And that was unfortunately in danger. Nothing happened to it. It did get within a mile of the cabin, so that was a little bit scary. But everything is fine, and it rained, so that's good. But it was like a week and a half of just being very stressed about the situation, not knowing what's going on, just all these evacuations. And what I've learned is that the news is useless, like utterly useless. I didn't watch the news before, but I mean, when I actually needed to, there is
no information.
None.
I've been keeping up with the fire and like the updates. I'm like, oh well, I hope nothing happened because this is all useless information. It's never important.
Because this is all I got.
It's not good.
Nope. It's not good. So, yeah, thanks for nothing. But I got all my news from Facebook, and there were some very informative videos on there, but also some very scary ones that made me extremely fearful. Yeah. But yes, everything is fine, and thank you to everybody that reached out on Instagram or what have you with their love and support. Everything is looking good. They feel like it's pretty contained at this point, and the rain has definitely helped. So
Good.
that is
I'm
my
glad
update.
everyone's okay.
Just a week of continuous stress.
It's very stressful. It's very
Yes,
scary.
everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. Yeah, it's extremely scary. I did not think I was gonna have to deal with this living here, but it was set by unintentionally by some teenagers. So it didn't just pop up out of nowhere. I don't have to worry about this on a constant basis, I don't think, which is good. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's my update. It's just been stressful, except for this, which was honestly equally stressful. But it was a good kind of stress. And this series is so important to Mallory and I for many, 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 many reasons. But the most important being it's the first series that we ever bonded over in study hall and kind of like solidified our friendship.
It's a big part of our lore. It is the start of our lore. Crazy. This is our prequel. This series is in our prequel.
The prequel of our friendship. That's so cute.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this read and I'm excited to dive into it. But have you, so I know you finished this 6 hours ago. Have you been reading anything?
No, I have not. This has been it for the past like 4 days or so. Yeah. I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah. It started off slow for me. Like it was, but the ending just
the ending
flies by.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But the only other reading update I have is that I started Queen of Shadows, which we'll be recapping next week. Because I quite literally had to start it because I have to read 600 pages in a week.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Which for me is a lot.
I mean, 600 pages in a week is a lot. It is.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not proving as daunting as I thought it was going to be because it's so good and I was so ready to dive
You miss it. When you leave, you're excited to come back.
I'm so excited to be back in that world. I cannot believe that this is like one day I will not be reading this for the first time.
Right?
And that is so
very sobering and sad.
Makes me sick.
We are sick over this.
Yeah. Ugh. But anyways, I guess we can just kind of get into it.
Yeah.
Are we prepared for this?
Buckle in, folks.
We can kind of ease into it. So I think the plan moving forward, given everybody's feedback, is we're gonna do more of like just some shorter recaps. We're just gonna kind of go through the big moments and just give our thoughts on it, maybe just ask some fun questions, and in the middle we'll have some fun discussions. But basically just recapping the big moments, our favorite moments, anything we want to just really touch on. And that way it can be a little bit more fun, a little less long.
Yeah.
Because we all read the book.
We all read the book. We know what Haymitch ate for breakfast that day. Yeah. And it was a raw potato, by the way.
Oh my gosh. The amount of times potatoes are in this book. Like, if you guys watched or listened to our 1-star Goodreads episode, you will be familiar with the girl who rated the Hunger Games a 1-star, and she said the title always made me hungry. This book made me hungry. It really did. Like, the talk of potatoes was too much for me. The big potatoes.
Page. Why? Like, why was there so much emphasis on potatoes? And honestly, needless. Like, I thought in the end, like, he was gonna make the potato into some big bomb, or... No, it was just, like, Suzanne was hungry and wanted potatoes.
Seriously. She took the name seriously. I thought the same thing as you. I thought the potatoes were gonna be, like, this groundbreaking thing. Like, he was gonna, like, whack her in the head with a potato or something.
But no.
but they were just constantly eating baked potatoes, and it just I was like, okay, and this was seen as like they were struggling, okay? They were suffering eating these baked potatoes. I'm like, I kind of want a
They're
baked
doing
potato. Like, am I
okay.
like, is that
I just
bad? Like,
so like correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm seeing this differently, but like in the Hunger Games with Katniss and Peeta in the arena, I feel like they
yeah.
struggled a lot more. Like to find water and to find
Oh, they
food.
did
I
for
feel like every
sure.
time we turned around, Haymitch was getting ice cream and juice and like snacks and stuff. He
Yeah,
had so much food. He didn't struggle at all with that.
I agree. And the fact that he didn't struggle, even though Katniss was she was a
Uh-huh.
forager. She knew how to do
Yeah.
all that stuff. Haymitch didn't know how to do anything except for make
Yeah.
moonshine. Like
He had
any
none of these skills.
skills. It was crazy. Yeah.
His memory is amazing. Like to remember exact phrasing from people, very specific instructions. At one point, BT gave him like 2 paragraphs worth of instructions, very specific and very important. I would not have remembered all of that. Because, like, he slides up to him and he says a whole bunch, and they're not supposed to pretend like they're talking, and blah, 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 blah. And then he walks away. I'd be like, can you repeat that? I'm lost. We're all gonna die.
Yeah. I was kind of taking it with a grain of salt too, in that I was like, how are all these things like
Mm-hmm.
sliding? Because I feel like there's too much leeway. But I guess maybe he was the reason for more strict
Yeah, arenas and
everything,
stuff.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it that way, I guess it makes a little more sense.
Yeah, I guess the game makers just rely on stupid kids not being able to know what's going on. But yeah, you're right. You have to take it with a grain of salt. And this was also 25 years before Katniss's Hunger Games.
I guess the most important thing of note is that Haymitch's birthday is on the reaping day, which is
So
just
sad. So
it
horrible.
is
I
so
don't think
sad.
we knew that about him before.
No, I don't. I was wondering that. I was like, should I have known this?
No,
I
I
don't think
don't think
so.
we did. It's pretty tragic.
Yeah, it is, and it just gets to this larger point of like why he's so terrible sometimes. Because
Yeah.
in the regular series, he is kind of terrible
Uh-huh.
at times. So yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
this bigger story of why
There's some
he's what he
serious
is.
trauma there. It's
Oh,
really,
for
really
sure,
sad.
for sure.
Oh.
And also, the reaping day is on July 4th, which
Mm-hmm.
I just thought was kind of interesting.
Some not so subtle messaging there.
Yeah, oh yeah, not
I
so
hear
subtle
it.
at all.
I see it.
But this is the 50th Hunger Games, so it is a quarter quell, just like in Catching Fire, which was the
Yes.
75th. So double the people get chosen, double the girls and double the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I guess we can just talk about maybe some new characters that we meet.
Yeah.
So Lenore Dove is first up, and
First
we
and last name. Do not
we
forget it.
have to call her by her first and last name. That's the only way she responds. That was too much.
Why did they do that so much?
Oh no. It made me so upset, honestly.
It was
every time.
constant.
It was unbearable.
I don't think he ever referred to her as just Lenore.
No.
Ever. It was always her full name. Like, she really
Always.
wanted us to know Lenore Doves was the name.
Yeah, and it worked, I guess, because we
It
got
really
her
did.
connection. She is a Covey, and she is related to Lucy Gray from the Panem
Yeah.
of Songbirds and
I'm
Snakes.
I just flipped to a page in the book because I'm trying to find a place where he
No.
just says Lenore. But listen, okay, it's on page 195 in the physical book, and they're on the phone. They have their little secret phone call, which I thought was really goofy. Anyway, and it's the very end of the phone call because her line cuts because she's in jail or something. And And he says, "Lenore Dove?" question mark. "Lenore Dove?" question mark. He says it twice.
No, stop it.
2
No, no,
times
no,
in a
stop
row.
it. No, no, no,
Lenore
no,
Dove.
no,
And then
no.
right before that, he says, "Lenore Dove, I love you like all fire. That's for always."
No.
Lenore Dove? Lenore Dove? Oh my god.
No, 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 no,
Yeah, it's pretty
no.
constant. It's way too much. That's all I have to
Oh
say on
my
that.
gosh. I cannot with that. Too much. It's just like
We get it, lady.
yeah. And then another thing about the repetition. So you, Mallory,
Yes,
as a
Kayla.
literature, a lover of fine literature, did you find the poems unbearable?
I sure did find it unbearable. Like, especially towards the end. It was
Yeah.
just stanza after stanza, and I was reading none of it. Like, it was so
No,
much. I
it
get
was
it.
too much.
Like, I get it, but wow. Like, that poem in particular is about the repetition, and that's the thing. But, like, she didn't have to make us go through that. It was
No,
really too much. But
I
I
felt
get
like uncultured swine, just like skipping through it because I was like, I can't do
No,
this.
it was a lot.
It was too much. I read them in the middle, but at the
Yeah.
end, it was just
At
too
the end, like, I'm not reading
much.
this. We know how the poem goes. Can I just.
No,
No.
it was a lot. But yeah, that's Lenore Dove. Don't you forget it.
Don't forget it.
She won't
We
let you
certainly
forget.
won't.
That is Haymitch's lady love
His
and
girl.
his girl, and she gives him a striker for his birthday, which we've come to find is the object on the front of the cover. So that was kind of cool. And
You know what,
yeah.
Kayla? I didn't know that. I didn't know that till just now. I didn't know that's what that was.
What did you think
I
it
don't know.
was?
Like,
A
I'm looking at it
crown or
now.
something?
It's just like, yeah, like some cool symbol for the book. I did not know what that
No.
looked like. And like, he really describes what it looks like, but this did not process. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that.
That's so funny.
Neat. I've never
No,
seen a flint striker.
I usually don't pick up on most things, but that I got. Oh my
Nope.
gosh, that's funny. But yeah, it's a flint striker, which will prove to be very useful, but they don't know that yet.
No.
Happy birthday, Haymitch!
Happy birthday.
Then
Oh
we
my
meet some
gosh.
other new people. So Drusilla Sickle is the
Mhm.
new Effie Trinket, or the old Effie Trinket,
Yeah.
actually.
The prequel Effie trinket.
The prequel Effie Trinket. And we meet Plutarch Heavensby, which Mallory, do you want to give some backstory
Yeah.
on him? Because I fear this was something I didn't pick
Yeah.
up on in
That's
reading.
really funny because he's not a new character at all.
No, I know. And
Plutarch
I
Heavensby.
feel stupid for this, but
No.
anyways.
It's okay. I didn't know it was a flint striker. So, no, like Plutarch Heavensby is in the initial series. He's really important in Catching Fire because he's kind of orchestrating the plan to get Katniss out of there. And he's sort of leading the rebellion, sort of at that point in my head, anyway. Yeah, and like we find out in the second one that in the second Hunger Games book that he's a good guy and he's rebelling, but we don't know that in the first one. So, and this
Yeah.
just shows that he's been a rebel from the very beginning.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something that I definitely did not pick up on. But I knew the name. I knew I should have
Yeah.
just looked it up because I did look up some other people just to kind of re-familiarize myself, and I should have just looked it up. I don't know why I didn't
It's
because it would have
okay.
added this other layer for me. But yeah,
It's funny.
anyways, those are some new slash not new people.
Yeah.
And then we get to the tributes. So we have Luella McCoy, who is Haymitch's neighbor. She's 13. She's very small.
His sweetheart.
His sweetheart.
Don't
See,
I
okay,
I
back to
can't.
the Lenore Dove thing. All these names for people, and he
Yeah.
calls her Lenore Dove. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
just can't. Anyways. And then we have Maisie Lee Donner, who is the town kid, one of the town rich kids, which I'm not sure
Snobby.
how rich you can be in District 12, but
That's what I
anyway.
kept thinking. Like, how much money is there to go around down there? Like,
That's
how
what
does. What do you mean?
I'm not getting it. I
No.
don't understand. But
No.
anyways, she's apparently richer than most,
Mhm.
and she's kind of like snobby, and he just doesn't like her much.
No.
And then we have Wyatt Callow. We don't know him very well at this point, but we learn that his family is they kind of have this betting thing
Yeah.
going on for the games, which I thought was super interesting. I thought he was gonna like add this whole other level to this
Yeah.
experience because it's kind of like sports betting where they just
Yeah.
they have the odds of it's called an odds maker, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and they have like the odds on how likely these people are to win the games, and they
Mhm.
place bets based upon those
Pretty
odds,
crazy.
which is I thought it was pretty cool. Like obviously horrible, but like
Horrible, but like, yeah, it was pretty neat. I knew you were gonna like that in particular about him being the little analytical numbers person you are.
yeah, I am
Mhm.
I'm the analyst, that's for sure. You like the poems and I like the odds. That's
Woo.
how we work.
We'll add that to our intro. She likes the poems, and I like the odds. Anyway,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
And then our last tribute, Woodbine Chance.
Woodbine.
Woodbine.
Sorry, rest in peace, Woodbine.
His chances were slim, and he didn't make it.
He didn't make it to the podium.
His odds were -20. He didn't even make it to the games.
Homie thinks he
Um,
can just run. He thinks he can just run away. Like, sir, do you know that they have machine guns?
Seriously.
Well, yeah, I'll just run away. They won't catch me. I'm the fastest boy in town. Okay, that doesn't matter.
Oh
Sorry.
my
That's
gosh.
pretty horrible. And stupid. Sorry, Woodbine.
Hey guys, we wanted to take a second to tell you something pretty cool. So we are a brand ambassador for a bookish shop called Hello Milo. You can use the link in our Instagram bio or our show notes, or you can go to shophellomilo.com and use the code doublebooked_pod to get 15% off your entire order, and they also offer free shipping over $50.
It's a really good deal. It's a very cute store. We each have some things from them. I've got a really cute hat that says Book Club Babe on it. I wore it this past weekend. I got a few compliments. I think Kayla got some fun Kindle stickers.
So be sure to check that out and let us know what you get. Haymitch ends up getting reaped because Lenore Dove, she's like this anarchist. She doesn't want to conform,
Yeah.
much like Lucy Gray, and she causes this big uproar when Woodbine gets murdered, and his mom's just trying to see the body and all this stuff, and then Haymitch has to step in because he's worried about his girl, and basically that ends with him being the last boy to enter in as
He
tribute.
got picked.
Yeah.
I thought this was weird. I
Mhm.
really thought that, like, I think I was thinking that maybe somehow he wouldn't end up going to the Hunger Games because, like, he wasn't technically reaped. Like, they didn't pick his name. And I thought there'd be
Yeah.
some sort of loophole that, like, oh, you won because we have to disqualify you. Or, like, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
That
I
clearly
can see
didn't
that.
happen, but for a
That's
second
funny.
I was like, oh, that was a weird way to do it.
Yeah, it was a really weird way to do it. But much like Katniss, like just
Yeah.
unconventional
Volunteer.
in how they were reaped. But yeah, so and then there's this whole theme that gets started here about like they don't want to show anybody their tears.
Don't show them your
And-
tears for entertainment.
Yeah. And it's so Lenore Dove's like covering her mouth. She doesn't want people to see her crying and just like all these things. Which that's always been a big theme in the Hunger Games is just like the entertainment value and
Uh-huh. It is.
I mean, yeah, that's like the biggest part about it. It's just like this is all for entertainment and how disgusting it is. And yeah, so it's a continuous theme in this story as well.
So Haymitch can't say goodbye to his family, really. Like, Plutarch buys them 30 seconds or a minute or something like that. If they relive their emotions, like, for them on camera. So he didn't get good reactions because they didn't get to react because he wasn't called. So he
Right.
made them, like, reenact their shock, which I thought was so weird.
Yeah, it was
But
really
anyway,
weird.
yeah. So Haymitch can't say really a good long goodbye to his 35-year-old laundry doing mom and Sid, his 10-year-old brother. It's really
Uh-huh.
sad, and he tells him he's the man of the house, but that was pretty horrible to read. That part was rough.
It was horrible. Yeah, and so then they're off to the Hunger Games. So it's much like the original Hunger Games where they go and they're like paraded around and then
Yeah.
they have their training and then given scores and interviews and all those things. Does you have any like moments that stand out to you during this like preparation phase of it all?
Let me think.
Because I have one specifically.
I'm trying to
So
find where I was.
when they are introducing like all the people, like the stylists or whatever, and
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, those parts were way too lengthy.
Oh yeah, too much.
But
Too much.
Magno Stift, who is their stylist, first meet him. The line is something like it says he has no visible pants.
What? Wait.
They have these like outrageous outfits, okay?
Yeah.
But it actually says that he has no visible pants.
Wait, that's...
And I wish I had the page number, but that's all I wrote was no visible pants question mark.
Oh, what the... I'm pretty close, I think, in where we meet him. That's interesting. Also, his name's Magno. I could not, for the life of me, read Magno. I would read Mango every time.
Oh
Every
my
time.
gosh. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I have it. It's on page 71. Magno Stift's sun-leathered skin has been tattooed with a snake skin pattern. He wears a long shirt made of metal diamonds and no visible pants. But his sandals lace all the way up to his pelvis.
Yes. What does that mean?
I'm sorry?
What does that mean?
I'm so sorry. What
Like,
does that mean? What an
underwear?
outfit.
What, is there nothing?
It sounds like he's wearing a Greek god costume, like some guy in college would wear. Like a big shirt, no pants, sandals.
Gotcha.
So weird.
That was not described well.
That is funny. I did not remember that.
Oh my gosh.
What the heck?
Yeah, that's funny.
So, like, the opening ceremony is whenever Haymitch makes his first rebellious stand, whenever poor Luella dies in the chariot, just because the chariot, like, broke and something happened with the one in front of them. And he takes her body to President Snow, where all the carriages were going anyway, and he, like, makes sure he sees. He claps at him and makes sure he sees his dead body. But of course, the footage doesn't show that, so no one in the districts could see, just Snow, but that man will hold a grudge, and he will murder your whole family, that's for sure.
Hold a grudge. No, this book, he might be the worst villain of all time.
He is
like, he
absolutely
actually
ruthless.
He might be.
It's crazy. Like, even Lord Voldemort hesitated sometimes.
Wow.
President Snow showed no mercy ever.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is, like, after watching Songbirds of whatever it is, Songbirds and Snakes.
Yeah.
The Ballad of the Songbirds.
Yeah. Yep. You got it.
I don't feel bad for him. You know, most of the time when you get these villain origin stories, it's like you have a little bit of sympathy. I have no sympathy.
No, I kind of get it. Like,
none.
Yeah.
None.
No. So he really, yikes. And, like, I feel like he really takes it out on Haymitch worse because he mentions his woo-woo kind of whimsical girlfriend, and he, like, instantly clocks her name as being Covey related. And he, let's not forget, he was in love with Lucy Gray Baird, also in the Covey. Completely ruined his life. he had the most toxic man response to a girl not wanting to be with him.
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
That was his insanely dramatic villain origin story.
I didn't like you anyway. You're ugly.
You're ugly.
I hate you. It's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, I knew the second, by the way, that Haymitch was like, "Yeah, my girl back home, Lenore Dove." I'm like, why would you say her name? She's toast. That was
Oh
stupid.
my gosh, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe Suzanne Collins had to make it like he says that all the time because why would he say that to Snow other than the fact that he just always says it like that.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
probably. Everyone was hearing it all the
I guess
time.
without that, the story is moot.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
It's like his driving force.
Okay, that might be the reason. That actually might be the reason.
It makes a little more sense. It's still ridiculous, but it makes a little more sense.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, he should have known better.
Mm-hmm.
Some other things that stand out in this like prep phase. So we see some characters that did click.
Yeah.
It's a big old brain for me. So
yes, we do.
Wirus, who is their mentor, and I thought her backstory was kind of interesting. How she, the arena was very interesting. How it was just like all mirrors like that.
That's insane.
That was cool to me.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, and she's just very smart. Like that's how she won, was just outsmarting everybody.
Yeah,
and I thought that was cool.
In Catching Fire, when we first meet Wirus, I think Haymitch just goes through all of the past victors, because that's how that quarter quell went. They reaped from a pool of past victors. Right. Anyway, I'm pretty sure his line is like, Wirus won by hiding until everyone was dead, or something like that. But it was a way more detailed and interesting story here, which was pretty cool. It was cool to see her talk.
I want to go back and watch all the movies now.
Oh, so do I.
We also meet Mags, who she's near and dear to our hearts.
America's sweetheart.
She is so sweet.
It was nice to see her have more of a role, because I don't think she spoke in...
Not much. No.
I don't know if she spoke at all. I feel like she was really just like silent the whole time and making gestures and stuff. And she sacrificed herself.
Okay. Because Finnick was there.
Finnick was there. That was okay. That's all that mattered.
Like, if you could choose 2 allies from the whole, like, Hunger Games universe, like, who would you want to be an ally with in the arena?
I get 2.
Yeah. Stick with 2.
Feel the whole universe. I don't know. I feel like I have to pick Katniss. She had such good survival skills. But, like...
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
That's not cheating. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
It's smart.
It just seems like an obvious choice.
But the other one might not be.
And I need, like... Oh, that big guy from District 11. What was his name? I don't remember. Who kills Clove for killing Rue. He was great, and he had the brute force aspect, so I think they'd be 2 pretty good allies.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think I would go with Finnick, because he's just my favorite.
And he's beautiful.
And he's beautiful to look at.
It wouldn't be... It's pretty easy on the eyes while he's murdering others.
Easy on the eyes. While we're dying of hunger.
While we're dying of thirst. Ooh. But he's got a 6-pack, so it's okay.
Yeah. And I don't know, my other one... I kind of want to go with Beatty.
Oh, yeah, he's a really good one.
He's so smart.
You sign up with Beatty, and you're signing up to break the system and learn a lot about science. Yeah. So yeah, for sure.
And that's the next person we meet. So Beatty, who we know is his son is in the games, which is just horrible.
Ampert.
That's like his punishment. Yeah,
Ampert.
That's like his punishment for, I don't know, something else he did that was rebellious. And but yeah, he's he's one of the mentors of the games, but he's incredibly smart, and he wants Haymitch to just bring the whole thing down. And I'm not sure why
Yeah.
he chose Haymitch to do this. I don't
He
know.
must have just stuck out, like, from the chariot
Yeah.
thing. They're like, we want
Oh,
him.
yeah,
Rascal.
that's true. That's true. And
Yeah.
Plutarch, clocked him after that as
Yeah,
well.
right away. Okay, I have something I'd like to say.
I
I noticed, I don't remember if this was the same in the Hunger Games original trilogy, but like some of the language was a little too modern for me at times.
Oh,
Like
really?
it was a lot, but like I noticed in particular page 100 and 101, like right after one another, he says something about a vibe being off. And then, like,
Oh.
the next page, she said, well, it sucks for you. And I just thought, like, what? Who?
Oh.
I don't know. I kind of thought that was weird. It sounded
That's
a lot
interesting.
like Effie Trinket would show up and say, like, oh, slay. And it's like, that's not right. No cap, you slayed. I thought that was weird. It just seemed a little too, it took me out of the, I don't want to say fantasy, but like, it took me out of the headspace that I feel like I need to be in. Just like,
No, I get. Yeah,
what are
that
they
makes
saying?
sense. I didn't really catch that, but that makes sense
It
for
happened
sure.
a few times.
But on the note of the language, so when they're doing their interviews, I had to bring this part up. So, Panache, is that how we're saying it?
Yeah, it reminds me of
I
like a
don't know.
ganache. A ganache? Panache?
Oh, panache.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
let's go with panache.
panache. It's so stupid.
I like that.
It makes sense.
So he's having his interview with Caesar, and Caesar says, "Why should our audience back you?" And Panache says, "Because I'm the biggest, the beefiest, and the best."
I
My
cannot.
word, it sounds like we should barbecue you. That's right. I'm all meat, little man.
I'm all meat. We cannot get away from this adjective. Meat. Meaty.
It's in every book we read. It's too much. It's too much for me.
It's
the beefiest.
beefiest. You should no. I can't. I hated that. I think I sent you a snap of the meaty hands. Like someone had meaty hands at some point.
Oh yes,
I'm like,
you're
oh
right.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's funny. That's funny.
I have
Oh
a
my
note
gosh.
because since we're pausing our Throne of Glass recap,
Uh-huh.
I want to do a tiny little thought I had. How did you say her name? Maisie Lee?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Why?
I kept reading. Massily. That's how I was reading it, but I bet it is Maisie Lee. Then 100%. I know. I was just ignoring it. I think this doesn't make
Honestly,
sense.
I'm glad that the listeners hear you do that for once instead of me,
It's
because
always
you're always the one. You're always the one coming in with the phonics lesson, and I'm like,
No, I
just
think
over
you're
here
right.
struggling. But yeah.
But Maisie Lee, she reminded me a lot of Selena / Aiden.
Oh,
Because she was like, she likes her pretty things and she's so mean to people. Like,
so mean.
But
she's
she's
roasting
also
everyone.
She's kind of tough, and I think they'd be either best friends or mortal enemies.
Yeah, that's true. They probably would be mortal enemies. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Haymitch is kind of assuming this identity of being like this rascal.
Rascal. Rascal. I can't take that seriously. I don't know why that's a funny word to me.
It's not serious at all.
Why not bad boy? That's better.
Yeah, it's way better.
Rascal. I think of a cowboy. I don't know why.
But to your point, rascal is older language.
That's true. You're right. Baddie.
I don't know. Kind of.
Haymitch is a baddie.
Haymitch is a baddie.
Slay queen. Work
it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Rascal is more fitting to this world.
Rascal.
He's a rascal.
Oh my gosh, I can't. But anyways, the games finally.
Okay. Yeah, it's like halfway
Took
through the
a
book.
long time.
Mhm.
Took a long time. A
So
little too long for me, but
it was a lot of describing
Yeah.
outfits and
but I
just
guess it's
random
just one of
conversations.
those things with a prequel, or like when you're diving back into a universe where everybody's just like happy to be there and they want all these details and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
I remember this person and I remember this person. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's so emotional because
We
like,
gotta do it, I
yeah.
guess.
But I wish there could have been a little bit more of the games because I felt like that was a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
And I really liked this arena.
It was like a fairyland, like
Yes.
an enchanted forest, but like poison and death instead of cute
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, that was
I
really
know.
cool.
It was really cool. I liked the juxtaposition there, and Haymitch, I love the part where we just like find out because it was like that in Catching Fire too, where it's like tick tock, it's a clock. Like
Yes.
it's just when you find out what it is, because the first one, I mean, there was nothing really like
No, it's just a big forest.
crazy about it. It was just a
Yeah.
forest, which was like so convenient for our heroine. But
Yeah,
anyway,
extremely.
I like when there's like these twists.
Mhm.
And so this was like, I just loved finding out what the twist was because like, hey, Mitch got all these potatoes and food in his pack, and he's like, oh, like I'm so lucky. And then he's like,
Uh-huh.
wait, there's food all around. Like there's water everywhere.
Yeah.
Like this is not special.
Ooh.
And then he like goes to start drinking out of the stream and like
He
watches the
drinks
bunny
a
do it.
little.
Yeah, he does drink a little bit, and then he's watching the bunny do it, and it just like falls over dead. And
Rest in peace, Bunny.
it's
I'm
like,
so
oh my
mad.
gosh, everything is so like twisted in this series. It's
Everything's
just so twisted.
poisonous. That was a really good twist. Because I thought, wow, this is like a little easy for them. No, it's not.
No,
yeah, that
it's
was
not.
pretty cool. But like, luckily, he picked up the pack with the little what's it called? What am I thinking? Antidote tablets.
Oh, the charcoal tablets. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, of course. Jeez.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Uh-huh.
So like right off the bat, 20 people die on the first day, and our numbers guy Wyatt is one of those. And H, I have H in my notes, that's why I said H. Haymitch is sad, and he said like, I can't believe how hard it hits me, or something like that, and that is horrible. We really get to see empathetic Haymitch, which is really nice and softening for him because he needed softening.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice. But yeah, I was sad about that one. I thought Wyatt was just gonna play such a big part in this. I was
Me
like,
too.
oh, I'm so interested to see how the analyst,
But he
takes
died.
this on. And then it's like, no.
Like right away.
And I'm like, oh,
Nope.
okay, so I would never survive this situation. I'd be one of the first to go. That's me.
No, I think you'd be great. Kayla, I think like you and me have a fighting chance. If we were together, I feel like we can do anything. And that includes
honestly,
survive the Hunger Games.
Honestly, it was kind of rude that you didn't pick me as the ally. Like, not gonna lie, I thought that was coming.
Wait, you said in the Hunger Games world.
Yeah, but but there's exceptions.
But I didn't read
I just, yeah, you didn't read my mind. It's just like,
well, you didn't pick me.
But you went first.
Oh,
so
okay. You just went off of me.
Sorry. That would have been actually stupid for me to pick you if you didn't pick me.
You would have looked like an idiot.
I know you're not a real ally. Because real allies pick each other.
I just put a mark on my back, a target on my back. Mark, dummy. I am stupid. I just put a mark on my back. Okay, sorry. Who would you want as an ally, like, in the real world? Like, besides me?
Oh, I think a better question is, not that your question was bad, sorry.
I think a question that doesn't sound stupid is, if you were to phrase it this way.
That doesn't suck is, if you could pick any person, like dead or alive, to be your mentor, to be your Haymitch.
immediately I want to say my boyfriend Josh, who has taught survival classes, and he is Mr.
Wow.
Outdoorsman. I seriously, yeah. He has shown me how to make a
Wow.
fire before. Could I do it? Absolutely not. But yeah, I think I'd definitely pick him. We would be so
You
good.
best of both. Like,
Yeah.
he's your Finnick.
And there's abs involved.
It's amazing. Okay, I was going in a little different. Now I feel bad.
Thinking.
Now I feel bad for not saying my husband, but
Okay, it's okay.
no, I think I'm gonna go with Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin! That's a great choice.
Sorry, babe.
I know you know like army survival and all, but I'm so sorry.
No, well, I guess he
No.
kind of does, but
I understand. Steve Irwin's a more fun choice.
Steve Irwin. I guess I'm just afraid of the wildlife. At the end of the day, that's what I'm afraid of. This man is Australian. He's seen it.
He's not
all.
afraid. You see those spiders? The bugs in Australia? I would love to go to Australia. It's so pretty. It's a nice like country, but oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it.
When you're looking for expertise, like that's him. He's the man.
Steve Irwin. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Steve.
Rest in peace. Like, seriously.
There was some really, like... I feel like there was a lot more emphasis on the mutts. Yes. Speaking of animals.
Okay, in the mutts, I was so confused because I thought the mutts were just, like, the mutts that we've always known from the Hunger Games, which were just, like, the dogs. But it turns out they can be...
Yeah, it's just, like, whatever they want it to be.
Yeah, I
guess it made sense that they were dogs and also mutts, but yeah, they can just kind of be whatever they want.
Yeah, I just associated it with.
I think the Tracker Jackers from the Hunger Games were also mutts.
Yeah, but I guess I just don't remember her like calling everything mutts.
Yeah, I don't know if she did.
Like, I get it, like they're mutants, they're mutts, but like it didn't click for me right off the bat. But yeah, so which one were you the most, like, scared of? Which one? They're all terrifying.
Any of the bugs, like the butterflies or the ladybug, whatever. I hate bugs, and like, oh my gosh, I don't know. The thought of like having them swarm me is an actual nightmare.
Ew.
And now you're adding that they're deadly? No thanks. No, those are definitely the worst.
Okay, the squirrels though.
Oh no! Like, they ate him down to the bone.
Think of like a rabid squirrel who is creepy AF. Okay, and also I think we're forgetting about the bat ones that came after him when he was coming up from the sub A.
Right, that would be terrifying.
Oops, we're back.
No, thank you.
That was such a quick part though, so like we didn't really.
Yeah. That would be so scary.
I think the one I'm most scared of is honestly the squirrels.
That's a good one. They were terrifying. I cannot believe they ate all of him, and all that was left was a skeleton. That was nuts. In like a minute.
I can believe it because I've never trusted squirrels. I don't like squirrels. I don't. They're so shifty, and I can't deal with them.
It was pretty bad.
I hate them. I do not like squirrels. No. Get away from me.
I hear you. No, I live in a neighborhood called Squirrel Hill, and
yeah, you do.
There are indeed a lot of squirrels, and
I was gonna say, do you have more squirrels per capita?
I don't know. It might be. I see a good amount of squirrels when out and about, but I don't know. It's just
there's a town near us. Well, it's in North Carolina. It's probably an hour away. And their thing is the albino squirrel.
You've told me about that. Yeah.
It's freaky.
I love it. That is freaky.
Really freaky.
I hope they're little red-eyed squirrels.
I don't like it.
Sorry. That is a little... No, thank you.
Hey guys, we wanted to pop in and share a little something with you. So we have an Audible 30-day free trial available at the link in our show notes and in our Instagram bio. So when you sign up, you'll get 1 credit, and that allows you to choose any title for free. You also have access to the Audible Plus library, which has tons of free content, books, podcasts, etc. I have not traditionally been an audiobook girly, but I've been loving Audible because it syncs up directly with my Kindle, and so life just gets busy. It's hard to find time to just sit down with your book and read. So when I'm cooking, doing laundry, just everyday tasks, or even driving, I'll turn on my audiobook. And when I get back to my Kindle, it'll be synced up exactly where I left off, which is just amazing. I never have to find the page again. And it's just a great resource to use. So yeah, go to the link in our Instagram bio or our show notes, or go to audibletrial.com/doublebookedpod to get your free 30-day trial. Wait, we forgot about the ladybugs. Those were gross.
Yeah, any of the bugs. Butterflies or the ladybugs, like, no thank you.
Okay, so you're just going all bugs. No, I'd still say the
Yeah.
squirrels with the teeth. But like the exploding bloody ladybugs, those were gross.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Mhm.
Oh, another thing. So when he gets sent all of his things from his sponsors, I mean, I don't think we ever know, but you think Plutarch's the one that sent him the like wine and cheese, right? Do you think that was him?
I don't know who sent that.
I was thinking
Maybe.
it was him because he's
Yeah.
so rich.
That's
And
true. And that was like a delicacy.
yeah,
True.
I don't know, just a little thought, but I thought that was maybe him. And I was kind of thinking like what I would want, like
Oh, what would you want in your parachute?
yeah,
Huh.
I think honestly probably like similar. I would just want like a very good meal.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do without the wine or the wine glasses, but just
Yeah. I would just like want water and something that really fills me up. You know what? I will make overnight oats to bring to work,
shut up, Mallory.
and
That's not what you want.
I will. That fills me up until like 2 p.m.
Okay,
I
but what
eat it
about
at
like
like.
a loaf of like bread or something? Like
Well, hey, you
something
asked the
good.
question.
I know.
Why can't I say overnight oats?
Your answer sucks.
I want water and overnight
And
oats.
overnight oats. Because I'm healthy.
No, it just fills me up. It fills me
I
up so well.
want cheese puffs.
I want that
A big
capital chocolate
pizza.
ice cream. Okay, well, maybe honestly, like a bunch of baked potatoes. Sounds pretty good.
Oh. Not just. Well, you know what? Your wish came true. Perfect arena for you. Send her in. She knows what she wants. Okay, but let's think about a baked potato with no toppings.
Just
Do
stay
you want it
dry.
now? You want
No,
it
I
now?
don't. You're right.
You want
I
it
don't want
without butter or sour cream or cheese? Do you want it?
You're right. I concede. I
No,
concede.
you could never. You could never.
I wouldn't be able to survive the plain baked potato. That's worse than the knives. It's worse than the butterflies. It's the plain baked potato. No thanks. I couldn't do it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
I think you all know what happens in the games, but
Yeah.
I thought the ending part was really cool, like how he threw the axe into the force field and it like rebounded. That was a really cool way to end it.
That is like the only detail that we know about Haymitch's Hunger Games before this book, I feel like. Because that's how he says that he won. Yeah, like in the Hunger Games, they mention that in the Hunger Games or in Catching Fire, I don't know which one, they mention that their whole arena was surrounded by force fields, and that's he used that as his weapon. And they incorporate it into this, but like, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
That came full circle.
I guess I didn't put that together, but yeah. So he wins the games, but before he goes out, he like blows up the
causes
area.
like a big earthquake.
Yeah. And he wakes up being detained and kind of like psychologically tortured.
This was hard to read.
Yeah.
It was
It was
rough. I was like, "Oh
yeah.
my gosh," I was so afraid for him. Like, what
Yeah,
was
and
going on?
this is leading me back to just how evil Snow is.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just so evil. It's ridiculous. But there's like this TV that turns on and plays a video of a girl, like she's singing and she's in this colorful outfit,
Mhm.
much like Lenore Dove.
And Lucy
And
Gray Baird.
it's Lucy Gray Baird, and
Mhm.
she's like pointing to this man who we just see his silhouette with this curly hair and we can't see his face.
Yeah.
Um, and he puts together that Snow knew so
Mhm.
much about the Covey because it's him in that video, and he
Yeah.
like replays his thoughts of their conversation where he was like, "Bet I know a
Mhm.
thing or two about your dove. She's delightful to
Oh.
look at, swishes around in bright colors, and sings like a mockingjay. You love her, and oh, she seems to love you, except sometimes you wonder because her plans don't seem to include you at all."
Oh my gosh. It's like, ooh, he's still hanging on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's hurt.
still mad. He's
Mhm.
still big mad.
Big mad. Petty mad.
Right.
That was pretty crazy. And he hates Haymitch so much. He tortures him by taking away actually everything
Oh, everything.
from him, and it's horrible. Like, the second he
Yeah.
gets off the train, his family's house is on fire and he loses his mother and his little brother. And then
Yeah.
he loses Lucy. Or not Lucy. How could I forget? Lenore Dove.
Oh my gosh.
It's
No,
horrible. It's so
this
sad.
was horrible. Horrible. When
Oh.
he meets him after like the post interviews and he's like and
Mhm.
Haymitch is like, I guess Snow lands on top, and he goes, enjoy
Enjoy your homecoming.
I'm like
Oh.
shaking. Like actually shaking.
Uh-huh.
I am so afraid of this man.
Yeah. He's
It's
scary
he
and
is the
evil.
scariest. I know that when people isn't that a thing that sometimes kids will see the man that plays Voldemort in public and they'll like get really scared because they like,
Yeah.
they've seen Harry Potter. If I saw Donald Sutherland in real
Rest in
life,
peace.
rest in peace, but if I would have seen him,
Oh my
oh
god.
my
Yeah.
gosh, I would have nightmares for
Be like,
weeks.
what's he planning? Is my
Like,
family
why
okay?
is he looking at me like that? Like, that's terrifying. Terrifying.
Yeah, he is so horrible. It's so horrible. And like, Haymitch just pushes everyone away, including Katniss Everdeen's father. What's his name?
Yes.
He has a goofy name.
Burdock?
Burdock, yeah. It's horrible. He
Uh-huh.
pushes them away. Her father
wait.
and mother.
One more point. Sorry.
What?
So when he comes back and his family's house is on fire, okay? This was obviously heartbreaking for a number of reasons. They're trapped inside. But then when the men say that they tried everything, but the pump's slow and your cistern is dry, I was broken.
Oh, and he
Broken.
immediately goes, "It's my fault. It's dry," because he didn't refill it.
He was
Before
told
left.
to refill it before he left for the reaping, and he's like, "No, I'm going to see my girlfriend." And
That's so bad.
little did he know how important that would be.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, that was
It's
pretty
bad.
horrible.
It's
I feel
really
like
horrible.
though, my only like solace, if that's even a thing I can say, is that Snow was gonna kill them anyway.
right. You're right. Yeah.
And if it wasn't that, it was gonna be something else. Ugh, that was horrible
Yeah.
though. How sad.
And then, as if it can't get any worse.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Lenore Dove.
This is when I started like talking out loud to myself, like, oh no, oh no, oh no, no. Yeah. So
The candy.
the candy. So Haymitch gives his brother Sid this bag of candy to give to Lenore Dove because
Mhm.
he's leaving her for an extended period of time. And he wants her to know how much he loves her. And this candy, when they reunite in the meadow, he sees her eating some candy. And he's like, oh, it's the bag I got for her. And so they have this
And
heartfelt reuniting. He feeds her a gumdrop. And then she says to him, now that you're home, I guess I can eat the others. He says, what others? And then he realizes that the gumdrops are a bright blood red color. And he's like, you have to throw it up, but it's too late.
Yep. Happened so fast.
It happened so
Oh,
fast.
it's horrible.
And then we get the title connection here.
Oh my gosh. This was so good. She makes him promise to not let the sun rise on the reaping. Like, so, okay. In the very beginning, let's take it back to. You can hear me flipping my pages. I know. Before part 1, the page right before part 1, Suzanne Collins has a few quotes. In the last one by David Hume.
Yeah, see, we all skipped over these, but you're here. You're always here.
This is like a theme here.
Okay.
The last one says that the sun will not rise tomorrow is no less intelligible a proposition and implies no more contradiction than the affirmation that it will rise. So, like, I keep on calling her Lucy. Lenore Gray's whole thing is like, Lenore Dove. Lenore Gray. I keep looking at the notes I have, and I have Lucy Gray. I'm scrolling.
Who's related to Lucy Gray, and a dove is gray, and she's the gummy, and
it's all too much. Lenore Dove.
She made it very clear.
She made it so clear. I can't do it. Lenore Dove.
Oh my gosh.
Her whole thing is just because something has been one way forever does not mean it's going to continue to be that way forever. And they have a conversation in the beginning of the book that, like, Haymitch says, like, yeah, it's my birthday. That means it's reaping day. And she said, no, it doesn't have to be. Like, it might not be, and you have the power to stop it. Just because something has happened forever doesn't mean it will keep happening forever. And so she kind of brings it back. Don't let the sun rise, because they talk about sunrise. Like, you're not guaranteed a sunrise. So you're not guaranteed a continuation of the Hunger Games. She said, don't let it rise.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you for reading those quotes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm glad somebody read. I was too excited. I just get too excited. I can't do that.
Okay.
Like, I just can't be reading that.
It's all right. I understand.
But I love the connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were talking about him kind of casting out everybody, and that gives us the final connection of, oh, okay, this is why he is the way he is. He can't get close to anybody. And that's why he's just ends up being this drunk, lonely.
It's like the only time he can see Lenore Dove also.
Oh,
like
it's like
when
when
he's
drunk.
Intoxicated,
yeah.
It's horrible.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And,
yeah, but go ahead.
I just back to him, like, now pushing away everyone, like, it's just immediately, like, I know it is mentioned at the very beginning of the book that, like, Burdock Everdeen, and we put together that that's Katniss's dad.
Right.
And it's just, it adds that emotional layer of later in life, Haymitch is going to have to coach his former best friend's daughter to her death. And it's so horrible.
It is horrible.
It's just so sad. And, like, he does it, and it's his job. But, it's just so sad. He pushes all his friends away because he doesn't want anyone else to get murdered.
Right.
Yeah.
Before we get to the epilogue, I have to read the final. I mean, the final passage just, like, broke me.
Oh, yeah.
He says, quote, "But I can't say I have no future, because I know that every year for my birthday, I will get a new pair of tributes, one girl and one boy, to mentor to their death. Another sunrise on the reaping. And when I remember that, I hear Sid's voice waking me the morning that Raven first tapped on my chamber door. Happy birthday, Haymitch."
That's his nevermore.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so bad. Like,
It's so bad.
We're just finding out that he's being tortured. Like, every day is torture.
It's crazy.
And grief. And just total torture. It's the worst.
It's insane.
It was just like the last third of this book. I'm just totally just so sad.
Just crushed.
Over and over.
Actually crushed.
Blow after blow.
The epilogue. I can't. He talks about how he notices Katniss from a young age, and she's tough and she's smart, and she reminds him of Luella, and his first sweetheart.
His first sweetheart.
And I can't. Like, that is his nickname from her, like, from the very beginning. That's some good shooting, sweetheart.
Oh my gosh. It was so good. Oh no. We read that when we learn about the sweetheart thing, and immediately I'm like, oh no.
No. See, I didn't put that connection together until the very end. Because I was just thinking, you know, like you were saying earlier, it's just like old-timey, like, hey, sweetheart. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I just wasn't thinking that far into it, but like, wow.
Yeah. It's really awful. That whole thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, that epilogue completely ripped my heart out. It mentions Katniss and PETA.
Yes. And they hatch these goose eggs in memory
He's
of
gonna
Lenore
raise them.
Dove. And I love this final quote about Katniss from Haymitch. He says, "She's not an easy person. She's like me, PETA always says. But she was smarter than me, or luckier. She's the one who finally kept that sun from rising."
It's just so good, but like, I wish I could tell Haymitch, you helped her do that.
Right.
You did it too! Because he was really instrumental in the rebellion in that last book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just can't.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. But that's it. That's all she wrote. Do you have any other last final thoughts? I know you finished this like a few hours
recently.
You're still kind of done with it.
Yeah. I want to touch on Lulu really quick.
Okay.
Because she was creepy and fully unnecessary. I am so annoyed that like they made this poor girl go into the games. Like,
yes.
I don't know. I hated that. And she had that weird pump, and like she was being drugged, and they were talking to her, and she could hear everything. That was awful. That whole concept of like taking someone and programming them to be someone else. I thought at the end, when Haymitch was kind of in rehab or whatever, / prison, that they mention a pump, but it's just, I think, because his gut's all screwed up. I thought that, like, after all this time, we were going to learn that, like, Haymitch wasn't really Haymitch or something. But I think I was going too deep. But then, like, they took it out, and he was fine. But I got so scared. I was like, oh my god.
I didn't go there, but yeah, that's crazy.
That would have been too big.
The Lulu thing brought me back to when PETA was not PETA.
Yeah. Why didn't I?
And that was a trying time for me. I didn't like that.
Kayla, if you remember, you finished Catching Fire before me.
I was going to tell you that.
And you're like, just wait. And I was like, what's gonna happen? And like, oh my gosh. And like, what is it? The last line of the book is, my lips were just forming his name before his hands locked around my throat, or something
Locked
like
on my
that.
throat.
And it's
Yes.
like, I
No,
will not forget
it
that
was
phrase.
it wasn't the end of the book. It was
No,
the end of a
okay.
chapter. And
Oh
that is
man.
funny story is how I finished Catching Fire because I was like gonna give up. Like I was like, okay, it's time to go to bed. And then
Uh-huh.
that was the shit I read.
You
I was like,
can't.
oh no.
We have to
I'm gonna be
fix
up all
this.
night. I'm gonna be up all night.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, oh, this was in Mockingjay,
Is that
not
in?
Catching Fire.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
because she
no.
finds him in
Because
Mockingjay.
I remember thinking when they
Yeah.
broke the movie up into two that was gonna be the
Right.
last. I was like, oh, that has to be the last
Yeah.
thing we see.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
now I
we would
can't
talk
remember
about
if
that.
that's real. Is that
I don't
the last thing
think.
that happens?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but that would have been a great
But
stopping point.
yeah, I remember that we were really nervous to see that movie and watch him attack her and be crazy. We were
Yeah.
so infatuated, first of all,
Oh my
with Josh
gosh, just so
Hutcherson. But
infatuated.
like, yeah, I remember being very nervous to like watch Sweet Peta become evil because oh my gosh, he loves her so much.
Crazy.
Oh
I
yeah,
know. That's
that's a
wild.
good connection. So
Yeah.
scary.
But
Whew.
I think that wraps it up. So do you want to give your final
Oh
rating?
man.
3 hours post read. How you feeling?
I really want to say 5 stars.
I really want to say 5 stars
Like,
too.
I mean, we're allowed to think that. I don't know why I'm
I
hesitating. But
know.
like, if it's
I
a
know.
5 star book, it's a 5 star book. And we also have an emotional investment. And like, of course it's gonna be 5 stars. It was really good.
Yeah. Like it's not our fault that we just keep choosing amazing books to read. Like
It's not
it's
our fault. We have
not
amazing taste.
that's not my fault.
No.
But yeah, I'm gonna go 5 stars as well.
Yeah.
So
It was just so
unanimous.
good. Like, I loved learning more about Haymitch and just making the connections. Like, each time a little connection was made back to the original trilogy, like, I got a little um burst of happiness. Like,
Yes.
it was just so nice.
Yeah, and it felt the same way as, what we previously just read, which was Assassin's Blade. Like,
Yeah.
just making
A
those little
prequel.
connections. And oh my gosh, Queen of Shadows is just, they're
Oh yeah.
everywhere. But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, so it's a feel good, like, thing to make those connections and just,
Yeah.
it makes it so much deeper. And that's why
Yeah.
it's a 5 star. It's so deep for so many reasons for
Yeah.
us.
It
And
is. And it's not just like
yeah.
it's not just an in the moment thing, like it enhances the whole existing series and canon.
Yes.
Like it just goes
Mhm.
too deep. How could we not give this 5 stars? It is so well done.
So many of these prequels sometimes are just so unnecessary.
Uh-huh.
Snow's story was obviously extremely necessary. This
Yeah.
story is extremely
Yeah.
necessary. I mean, he's a cornerstone of the rebellion. He is her mentor. Like, he is one of the only, both of the prequels,
Mm-hmm.
Snow's story and this story, are about the only other winners from District 12. Like, those stories are
Yeah.
important because that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, it's extremely good. It's
Yeah.
extremely good.
I love it. This was so fun to do. If you enjoyed today's episode, let us know. Leave a comment, leave a review. We love reviews and ratings. And we want to see what
Mhm.
you have to say. Leave us a comment or find us on social media. We can talk about it more. As long as you have only nice things to say.
Of course.
We're on Instagram as doublebooked_pod. We're on TikTok as doublebookedpod with a period in between each word. And make sure to follow us wherever you're listening on Spotify or Apple. Tell your friends. We're a
Yeah,
hoot.
tell your friends. Every Thursday is Double Booked Thursday. And Next week, we'll be recapping Queen of Shadows. We're continuing on in Throne of Glass, so that'll be really exciting. I'm flying through it because it is so
Where
good.
are you right now? How far through are you?
I think I'm like 100 pages in.
Ooh, and you just started it
Yeah,
today?
last night.
Last night.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
it's a good one. I can't wait to talk about it.
I'm excited. And then after that, we'll be doing a little T Swift episode
Yeah.
where we will give our takes on which books we feel like fit in each Taylor Swift era. So that'll be kind of fun.
That'll be a
And
good
then
time.
our last episode of April will be the first part of the tandem read for Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. So
Yeah. We're booked
jam-packed.
and busy,
We got
folks.
a lot of reading to do. We got a lot of reading to
Yeah,
do.
we do.
So please help me stay strong.
Kayla needs your
Yeah,
hype.
I do. I need your hype so bad. Please share this episode and yeah, just reach out to us on Instagram. We love connecting with people and it's been so fun to I love my feed. I love the feed of just
The
book
bookish feed.
content. It's
great.
my
It's
feed
really
on my
nice.
regular Instagram was so horrible. I don't want to say
Horrible.
horrible, but it was so mind-numbing and fear-mongering, and I'm
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
done with it.
I'm
I'm done
over
with
it.
that. Just
I'm
give me
going
the
to Double
books.
Books Instagram.
Yeah,
It's really
me too.
nice.
Well, we
Yeah.
wish you all the best. Thank you for listening, and until next time, happy reading.
Bye.